Okay, you all come in, come in, come in, hit that like, hit that share button. I know a lot of you all may be at work at this time of the day, and I hope that you catch this on the replay. But I wanted to go ahead and do this live stream at this time of the day so that I can possibly not be on a 2 hour live stream like I was last night. So if you've watched the replay or if you was on the live stream for 2 hours last night, you know that I decoded the Simpsons season 31, episode 13. Right. I was so fatigued on that live stream. I think when I got to the number 4 and breaking down the gematria of that, I misspelled the word light. So it'd be sometimes on my live streams because of the mental and the spiritual energy that I have to put into them. I may mispronounce or misspell a word or say the wrong year or something. So on this live stream, offer some grace. I'm not expecting this to be a 2 hour live stream at all, but I do want to correct some things that I said on last night live stream because I woke up this morning and I'm not a person that likes to put God into crypto a lot, right? But God speaks to me in a way, and he'll tell me to live stream about this and he'll show me some things. And when I say he, that's just the masculine form, right? Show me some things that I didn't either say correct or I didn't get correct. And this morning was one of those mornings. So again, you all come in if you're catching this live stream. Let me know what part of the world you are tuning in from. Drop your city and state or country. I get people from Spain and New Zealand and Africa and all parts of the world. So let me know what part of the world you are tuning in from. And I'm going to go back in this and show you what I missed. Now, let me go ahead and say this. There are there's New Titan 888, Crypto Bully Bear that I listen to as far as decoding. And I would say New Titan 888 is probably, I mean, that all decoders um, have watched his YouTube channel to get some type of input insight. And I just saw XRP Bags do a decoding on this episode as well. And guess what? I even text New Titan. We communicate. And I told him some things about the Simpsons. And I said, you know what, I saw this wrong. This wasn't accurate what the Simpsons was bringing out in that episode. And why do I think this is important? Because a lot of people have taken the Simpsons, that episode 31, 13, flipped it, and they were taught on social media and YouTube 3, 4 years ago that whiteboard that Simpsons had. We know the Simpsons have predicted things or showed us the plan rather for Lady Gaga, for Trump's presidency that he would run in 2024 and be reelected. It also showing us in 2028 that a female president would precede him. Um, what other? It showed us C19, um, the performance at the Super Bowl. I mean, so many things, right? So why not pay attention to what the Simpsons have to say about this fourth industrial revolution, the switch from physical currency to digital currency, right? Nothing wrong with XRP, but I'm going to debunk some things. And I'm going to reveal something and show people some things that were taught inaccurately about this episode and what the Simpsons was really, really talking about. Now, hello from Nola from New Orleans, Danny Davis, Double D. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Now, if you all follow me, you know, hit that thumbs up, right? Let people know that I'm live streaming again. I know people may be at work at this time, but if you ignite the algorithm, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, and let them know that I'm live, they will get a notification. And they make an ear hustle at work, right? So you all know that I'm having some sound difficulties, and therefore I have to play my phone for the audio and show the video on a separate screen at the same time. Now, I'm not a person that care about the critics, right? I believe everyone is entitled to their own opinion and paradigm, as long as you can express that in a respectful way. I always say that we can disagree, but we are not going to disrespect. There are some people that's asking me, well, why are you just not talking about XRP, et cetera, et cetera? As you see the date, this only has 396 views, but I streamed this live 1 year ago about Chainlink, 11,000 banks, and XRP, Gematria of July 13th. So I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone, but this is just for receipts. Sometimes you just need receipts to let people know. And it's actually been over a year, but I'm going to share a clip from this video that I did about the connection to XRP and the number 13 as well. And I'm going to open with that because July 13, 2023 is the date that the SEC ruling happened. Now, with this date, what this ruling did was it stated that when sold to the retail investor, right, everyday people, and you're not an institutional investor, right, that XRP was deemed as a non-security. However, when sold to institutional investors, or also known as accredited investor with contracts, that was deemed as a security. And we know, and I have to stop saying we know because sometimes people don't know, that in order to be what's considered as institutional investor, that you have to have at least $1 million of assets and have earned at least from 200,000 to 250,000 in the last 2 years, or 300,000 if you are married with the spouse or your partner, right? However way that goes. And so most people are, everyday people, working class people that are retail investors. So Link has been one of the real utilities than XRP. That's why I've never been a fan. Link has more of a real utility. I will get into Chainlink in the Simpsons, but Chainlink is the oracle. But I'm going to show you all how the Simpsons also it brings out Flare as well, and Flare is an oracle and a phoenix as well. I'm a big fan and holder of Chainlink as well, right? Yeah, you all tag people in. If you're on Facebook, tag people in. We're going to engage. How are you wrong about XRP? I'm going to show you. I promise you. Okay, well, look, let's just get into it. So I break down gematria. Gematria is the understanding of letters and what they represent in word meaning. And I show the connection with XRP and the number 13. In fact, December the 13th of 2024, there were exactly 13 million RLUSD that was released into the RLUSD stablecoin. 13 million on exactly December the 13th of 2024. 13 million. July 13th, the ruling of XRP. So we can reference biblically Revelation 13 that talks about no man can buy or sell and the mark of the beast. I've also showed you all on last night live stream, and I will show that again, how the dollar bill, on the back of our dollar bill, the pyramid has 13 levels. Words, New World Order equal 13. Also 13 arrow and 1 cloud, 13 feather, 13 stripes on the crescent, 13 stars above the phoenix. I say phoenix. I think it's a phoenix, right? And that's because of the 1988 Economist magazine with the Rothschilds and the phoenix, and what the phoenix represent, an immortal bird that's showing the burning of cash, fiat currency worldwide, not just United States dollar, and the rising of a new world order or a new world currency. So in this gematria, You see that XRP, the ordinal is 58, which is 13, reduction 22, reverse 23. I tell people, if you are a sports fan, basketball fans, we can think of 23 as Michael Jordan, the great, the GOAT, the one of the best or the best, maybe in some opinion, whoever played the game. And then we have the reverse reduction of 14. We also see XLM that equals number 13. I compared the number 32, the reverse, to Magic Johnson. He was one of the best in his perspective positions as a point guard and a passer and a visionary, right? That played with the Los Angeles Lakers, but overall, Michael Jordan is considered the GOAT, but and Magic Johnson is considered the greatest, right? So you see the reduction of 13 again, and then we have the ordinal of 49, which also equals 13, and the same reduction of reverse reduction of 14 for XLM as well. So let me, okay, just hold on. XRP to the moon, you can do that. But let's see. Let's see. Because I watched and stayed on to the end of this live stream. I want to show you something that I have not seen anyone decode it and get it right on YouTube at all. And I was going along with the crowd and the popular one. And then I'm like, wait a minute, this is not right. So let me start off sharing this clip of me a year ago connecting so you can stay connected. The number 13, XRP, July 13th, Gematria. Now I'm going to share some biblical scriptures with that. If you all been following me for any amount of time, you know that's what I do. If you're new to the channel, just hold on. And number 13. Okay, let me play it. Just hold on, and you'll see where I'm going with this. Hello, y'all. Come in. Hit the like and share button. And I have not live streamed in some days because I simply was not feeling well, and I wanted to do a breakdown of numerology from a biblical perspective on the date of July 13th. Why the ruling on July 13th? Now, oftentimes, if you think of the number, or some people in the untrained mind, and I think of the number 13, they think of 13 as an unlucky number. But I'm going to break down and show you why 13 is maybe just the opposite of what you've been told or what you thought that it is. So come in again. I'm going to show you the screen of the Gematria as XRP. The letters itself is let's see, pull this picture screen up. The ordinal of XRP is number 58. 8 plus 5 is 13, right? The ordinal of XRP is number 58, and we get the X, we get the ordinal, right? One word, 3 letters. When you think of number 13, I want you to think of the Trinity and think of the number 1, and its symbolism of the number 1 and the Trinity combined. So the number 1 is only divisible by itself. It is an independent number of any other numbers, but it composes them all. So the Bible centers on the unity and the primacy of being number 1, or God being number 1. So number 1 also represents unity of the Trinity, right? Masculine, feminine, and Holy Spirit. In my opinion, I know organized religion may teach God Father and His Son. I believe in the beginning Elohim, which is the masculine. The original context, the original Hebrew is in the beginning Elohim created. Elo, feminine, him, Him, is masculine. So the number 13 as you see XRP and the ordinal, for some can represent rebellion or lawlessness. Rebellion against what? Rebellion against the dollar, against the current currency system. And so number 13 also is representation. If you study the wall of Jericho's in the Bible, right? The destruction of Jericho is stamped with the number 13. Now, I know many times the number 7 is taught on this, and the number 7 is divine transition, right? Divine transition with number 7. However, 13, it was marched for a total times 6 for 6 straight days. The city was marched around for 6 straight days. And then on the last day, on the 7th day, it was marched 7 times, making it 13 in total. King Solomon, this is King Solomon, and this is in 1 Kings 7:1, and also 1 Kings 6:38. He spent a little more of 7 years building Jerusalem's temple, so a rebuilding or the building of a new construction. And however, he spent 13 years, also 13 for King Solomon, the richest king in the Bible, building a home for himself. Again, that's 1 Kings 7:1. So 13, right, is a number of transition, right? Ishmael, which is the first physical son of Abraham, was circumcised when he was of 13 years of age. So the peeling back, or a part of a new covenant, revealing something new, peeling back, and something old with the revealing of something new, a revealing of a new covenant, a new destruction for the walls of Jericho, right? 13 years for King Solomon and building a home and building a temple. And so that's all I'm going to just say about the number 13 as it relates to, no, it's not. It's not how I'm going to say, as it relates to the ruling of XRP. Now, another thing that I want to say is that you must understand the difference between the Gregorian calendar and the Hebrew calendar as well. Now, that's all. I broke down some things about July in that live stream, and that July is not the 6 month like we've been told, right? But I won't get into that. I don't think that's needed right now for this live stream, right? But 7 month, I meant to say the 7 month, as we've been taught, that actually seventh month is September 7, septum, where we get September, and that July, June, July is actually the 5th month, and I think I broke down the number 5 in that. But right now, I am so ready to get into this Simpsons episode. This was aired 2 years ago on this particular YouTube channel. And one thing about this season, this episode, it is very difficult to find all of it on, and I will get into the banker's coin. I will get into XRP being the banker's coin, because unfortunately, many people think that's a great thing. In fact, I'm going to leave you out with a video about the collapse of America. It's in cartoon format that really tells you, and these cartoons, many people think they're just created for entertainment to keep kids occupied. But these cartoons give you insight and revelation about what's going to happen on a much deeper level. And so I'm going to share that with you, the American dream, the collapse of the American dream. And it really breaks down. It even gets into JFK and the executive order 1110 that he signed into act in order to bring back sound money and sound currency and to get rid of the Fed, the federal government's, the central bankers. And then 6 months later, he was assassinated. So I'm going to share that video with you all. They predict the collapse of Bitcoin. And this is where many people got the idea of the concept. And I did not, as I was live streaming, because I'm a very open-minded person, right? And so I did not at all know that the Bitcoin, what is considered a Bitcoin Maximus and XRP army was so,
I'm sorry.
give me a second, was so at war against one another, until I've recently started doing a lot of live streams back to back to back. And I'm like, why does XRP people hate Bitcoin people so much? And now on my channel, this is what I can say. I've never seen a Bitcoin person just have hate against an XRP person. And I know hate is a strong word, but I've seen people that are XRP holders and they do things like call people that support, on my channel at least, Bitcoin, they call them bozos. If I post something that debunks what they've been told, and they have no, I'm a very factual person. I know in religion teaches you to walk by faith, and I'm an 11:11 person. I know about Hebrews 11 that says by faith, right? By faith, by faith, by faith. And I get it. But when it comes to investing in finances and understand cryptocurrency, it is very a mathematical and logistic type thing to understand and realize. So when some, not all XRP holders tell me things like, the same developers of XRP, which is 3 co-founders, and Jacob Fugger is the first first founder of XRP, and it was later changed the name to Ripple. When they tell me these are the same people, they have no facts to prove that. It's just a social media rumor. And the developer of XRP is Satoshi. We don't know. The Simpsons said they know who Satoshi is. We don't know. And it's 3 co-founders. And one of the XRP developers, when he was in a live stream, an open forum, I was like a debate, but discussing with Jeremiah Da Vinci, who is a Bitcoin Maximus, about who told people to buy Bitcoin when it was under $1, right? He admitted on that open forum, on that discussion, that he was both a Bitcoin and a Filecoin holder. But yet XRP army, some people, they just are single-minded that it's XRP or nothing. And I'm going to show you that this episode was falsely interpreted, not just by the person that uploaded on this channel, on their channel, but by other decoders. And guess what? Even myself. And it was a sincere. It was not till I awakened this morning that I felt God speak to me and said, you didn't get it right. And I'm like, what? I spent 2 hours on it. And I'm going to also show you out a video of Kim Clement. He's a prophet. He died in 2016. And a lot of people took that out of context. And then you start having a lot of people that start doing YouTube videos that saying they had an XRP prophecy or a dream based off Kim Clement, because I think I'm mispronouncing his name, Kim Clement. He was very accurate in his prophecies. In fact, he prophesied before his death in 2016 that Trump would have a second term. A lot of his prophecies have been tested and tried and have been true. What Kim Clement said was he saw energy in a dream, not technology. And I'm gonna show it to you in the Simpsons episode as well. It's a reason why this episode is a flip of numbers. A 31 season, episode 13. But Kim Clement said that I saw in a dream, in a vision, this new energy. He didn't say technology, which we know that XRP is deemed as a technology. And it begins with an X. He did not say it ends with a P. These other people start prophesying based off his prophecy because they know he's accurate, and it started building their YouTube channel and their viewers, right? And I did a live stream. My sound, I was in the front portion of my home, so the sound was distorted. And I was like, I don't understand why these people are saying they having all these XRP prophecies. But now I woke up and I understand it. They piggyback off Prophet Kim Clement, again, who died in 2016. I'm going to show you that clip. He said it starts with an X and it has a P in it. Then I said it ends with the P. Right? He said it has a P in it. So let's break down the Simpsons. Someone says Brad Garlinghouse is very optimistic and sounds really confident about XRP and the relationship he's established. He should be. He should be. But I'm going to show you in the Simpsons episode, but it was not XRP. It was not XRP. Some people have, okay, let's just get to the video because I'll talk when I could just be teaching. Right, let's go. I'm going to show you the Simpsons did not predict that it was XRP in this.
I thought you'd enjoy this, Lisa. You deserve to have the food that only you like.
And I.
Ew. Why are you both kissing up to Lisa?
Okay, again, this is going to be a little challenging with me because you're hearing the audio from my phone, and so it might be a couple of seconds behind. But on the background, the bricks there, you see the let me see what's them. This 18 seconds. You see the chain link. As someone brought up chain link in the Oracle. So if you want to take notes, if your hands are free, if you can help me out in the comment, I want you to put #1 crypto chain link. As I reveal these cryptos, they're shown in the Simpsons. If I can have a note taker, that would be wonderful. So the #1 crypto that we see is chain link. Now, Lisa is vegan. She's a vegan eater. If you keep up with the Simpsons and crypto, you know that there's an episode where Lisa is sampling an excellent burger, and it was connected to XLN, N as in Nancy, stocks. So she's vegan, and Homer is trying to convince her. They take her out to eat at her favorite restaurant. That's why Bart made a comment, why are we, appeasing Lisa? And Homer is trying to convince her to do a school report on the most influential male in her life on him, but she's not going to choose him, right? So #1 crypto we already see revealed is Chainlink.
Is this our last meal? Have you picked a subject yet for your most interesting person I know paper? The most interesting person I know is a white male. That'll go over great in today's climate. You know, slaving, glaving, hoiving. That Coke bottle with teeth.
Vegan charade.
Love to know how you got started in science.
Oh, science. Well, I was created by science, my dear child. Get noticed was through science and changing the picture.
Okay, so this is Professor Frink. I have told you all that Professor Frink represents Larry Fink, the BlackRock CEO, who is the CEO of the largest asset manager in the world, and really put Bitcoin on the map at 60K when they invested in a Bitcoin ETF. Now, Lisa always had this recording going on her phone because she's recording him in order to take notes, verbal notes to write her report. Professor Hessler, we look at Gary Gensler, Hessler, and one of my viewers that caught one of my other live stream brought that to my attention. I agree with that. That's what the professor in the background, that's what she represents. Gary Gensler, Hessler. And then we have the Rubik's Cube that represents blockchain technology, a chain of blocks, all different colors in the Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube also solve mathematically complicated algorithm as well, which is what is the purpose of blockchain technology, right? Thank you for that 111 energy. Thank you for that. John Frink is the executive producer of the Simpsons, so I can see why there was a Frinkcoin. Also, let me bring out that Frinkcoin in this is always Bitcoin, but this is Larry Fink, again, who invested the first ETF, largest asset. That's why when everyday people tell me things like Bitcoin is a scam, I'm thinking, you don't you don't think the largest asset manager in the world did their due diligence before investing in Bitcoin? You know, you anyway, I'm getting off topic again. All right. So let's go with this and let's hope the playing and the sound aligns. Oh, also, when you're going to see the Ripple Lab and when you see him hold up the newspaper, that was photocop. You see a lot of Photoshop. I mean, a lot of newspapers that's showing the Shiba Inu. When he holds up the newspaper, you're going to see it says he was the first test tube baby. Then they're going to show you a lab. I do not believe that there's Ripple Labs. Many have interpreted to be Ripple Lab. I think that's Cosmos and also osmosis of that laboratory within the Cosmos network. But if you want to take it as Ripple Labs, then that's absolutely fine as well. But I'm going to tell you, Ripple is not mentioned in this episode at all, right? That many have taught that it was.
To know how you got started in science.
Oh, science. Well, I was created by science, my dear child. Getting noticed was through science, and changing the pitch of my voice so they couldn't help but notice me. For I have been developing my own cryptocurrency.
Oh, I have no idea what that means.
All right, let me break this down. So he said he's developing his own cryptocurrency. He was the first test tube baby, Professor Frank. And this particular episode, because again, a lot of these episodes, they are chopped up, right? He said he turns to the VCR, and this one, it does not show, but I'll show you another one. He said, let me allow Jim Parsons, the world's most beloved scientist, to explain cryptocurrency to you. And when I understood Jim Parsons, I had to go back and watch the Big Bang Theory and watch some of the Jim Parsons episode because I was like, why did they want Jim Parsons? Right. Well, after I watched the episode of Jim Parsons on the real show, The Big Bang Theory, Jim Parsons, and here's a picture of him. He's a real actor, right? That's him. That's him. At first, I thought this was Gary Gensler, and it wasn't. I mean, Brad Garland House, and it wasn't. This right here is where he's saying, let me show you the link. This chain link mentioned again. And this is Jim Parsons explaining. The VCR is the Swift financial system, right? Swift financial system, Bitcoin. This is the actual episode of Jim Parsons and the Bitcoin engagement, Bitcoin entitlement. So Jim Parsons wanted to emphasize many times on this episode that he was not a nerd.
Read that article about Bitcoin I sent you.
Yeah, I can't believe a single
See,
Bitcoin is
not sure if you all can
worth
hear
about
me.
$5,000 now. Wait, didn't we mine some a few years ago?
It was 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Really? All I can remember from 7 years ago is I couldn't get Kesha's TikTok out of my head. TikTok on the clock. Whoa, welcome home, Kesha.
No, we definitely mined some. I remember sitting in your bedroom and writing the program. I think we ended up with a bunch of it.
Wow. And at like $5,000 a piece. That
Sounds like a lot of money, which we agreed to share because I was totally there. I remember now.
So this was December the 1st, 2017, the Big Bang Theory, the Bitcoin entanglement. So that's why the Simpsons chose, well, that particular video was uploaded on that date. It probably aired before then, but that's why the Simpsons chose Jim Parsons. Jim Parsons is a Bitcoin maximus. And so I've seen other live streams and other decoders said that when you saw the big bang and the clock in the background at 13 million that represented XRP, that's not accurate. Now, speaking of 13, again, we see 13 dots. And again, I got this this particular understanding from New Titan 888. And he went into the 13 banking families that rule the governments and that are the federal government. I'm connecting this number 13 to this particular crypto that I'm going to show you that's not XRP as well. I know I've already showed you XRP and XLM gematria equals 13, but I'm going to show you this other cryptocurrency as well. This is the Flare Finance symbol on the design of this helmet. This is the Phoenix. Again, Flare Finance goes by the Phoenix as well as the Oracle, the same as Chainlink. Now, the Flare Finance, the logo has since changed to like a F logo, but I'm going to show you some older logos so you can see that logo on the chest crescent of the motorcycle rider. And I'm going to explain to you why it's a motorcycle. Well, thank you so much, you all. Cheer me on. New Titan 888 Crypto Clan. I have never listened to Crypto Clan. Someone asked me that this morning. I follow New Titan, and I told him this morning, I said, you know what? I'm going live because I think we had this wrong. We communicate. I'm not stealing. And so that's the crescent. This right here, Flare Finance. The same thing that see Flare Finance, the same thing that you see on this motorcycle. Now, as we see, the first rider of the motorcycle keeps his helmet on. Oh, this is good. I'm telling you, this is good. He keeps his helmet on. But Jim Parsons, now I want you to understand and realize Jim Parsons and Professor Frink represent Bitcoin maxis through this whole thing. So they allowed you to see Jim Parsons, to see his face. So this showed a change of currency from by using the Flare network to changing into Bitcoin. Why is this a big deal? It's a very big deal because Flare is a bridge currency. It offers Ethereum smart contract capabilities, AVAX consensus, and the settlement time, not just with XRP, because we do have and it's called a ripple spring effect. That's why you have these boards to propel the motorcycle. And I'm gonna tell you why it's a motorcycle specifically. And it keeps the system decentralized and reliable. It can bridge XRP, Litecoin, smart contracts. I mean, it brings smart contracts to all cryptocurrency. This is how big Flare is, right? This is how big Flare is. Now, they probably need to tune in to me, and I'm not trying to brag or boast, but after I show you all this, they might need to tune in to me because none of these crypto, and that's fine. I didn't have it right until this morning. I like to follow New Titan because he and I have conversations, outside of social media. I don't really, everybody samples off of him. They may have bigger channels than New Titan, but they sample off of him because I'm telling you, he was the first to crack a lot of these codes. All right, so now you had a Phoenix that represents the flare, the fuel. Now we got to hear this song because many have said that that this was sung and talking about XRP, and it was not. Right? It was not.
Could a nerd do that? I don't think so.
To be in cash of the future, not in your wallet, I'm in your computer.
If you'd like to learn more about how cryptocurrencies work, here.
Okay. First of all, it is a book. And I left that up there. I'm in your computer for a reason. It is a book. What does a book books represent? Old ways of reading and researching. What is Bitcoin? Usually the disputes about Bitcoin. It's a dinosaur coin. It's too slow. It's too old. It's antiquated. This book represents Bitcoin. And I'm in your computer. Could have said I'm on a ledger, but no. It says I'm in your computer. Now, XRP is a consensus of shared and synchronized data. It is. That does align with XRP ledgers. But what sets it apart, on the other hand, is that Bitcoin relies on proof of work to validate transactions. It relies on proof of work. So what does that mean, Queen? That means it's used computers to validate nodes. Wow. I'm in your computer. The book and old technology, dinosaur. XRP, on the other hand, do not use mining or proof of work. Instead, it relies on a consensus algorithm where a network of trusted validators, also known as nodes, agree on the validity of transactions. They don't perform through computers. So this could not be XRP because XRP validate. Like I'm teaching this better than you all are commenting. So I'm not in your wallet. I'm in your computer. I broke this down. This represents, it says right here, also we know who Satoshi is, but we're not telling. But it says that they can generate like fiat, traditional currency, or just be thrown around randomly or just given out to LeBron. What does it mean by that? Well, LeBron is in the 3% that holds 97% of the wealth of this world. And that's also known as the pyramid scheme. It's a system that's rely on non-cryptocurrency, no central bankers, no central authority. Right? And they broke it down. We can generate, they can be generated like fiat for traditional currency or just thrown around random or just given out to LeBron. So we have big buildings full of energy, gobbling, air-conditioned computers again. That's Bitcoin. Solving useless math problems. Nah, they have to solve these mathematical algorithms, right? That's Bitcoin again. Now, Professor Frank, right? There's the Rubik's Cube that represents the different parts of the world, blockchain technology, again, Swift, the Larry Fink, and also the remote control by showing you the link. He didn't have to say link because he was not on a computer. He was on a TV and antiquated technology of VCR. I also, Professor Frank, 2 lines. That's the XLM logo. XLM. Now, what does XLM and Bitcoin share? What vision do they share? They share the vision, XLM and Bitcoin, of helping people. There's a lot of projects, for example, that XLM is doing. This old interview that Akon had, Akon is telling BitBoy Crypto in this old interview that is hard to find. I have it on my channel under my shorts. However, that XLM and Bitcoin will do some things together, and he sold all his Bitcoin to go all in at XLM. Bitcoin main purpose, right, when it was created, introduced in 2009, after the 2008 recession, and what the recession was all about was the cartel of the banking system. that caused the 08 housing market crash. So Bitcoin came on the scene in 09 and said, we're going to offer people a centralized currency. So things like this will not happen again. That happened in 2008. What did the government do? They just bailed out the big banks. Who have to pay that debt? This generation. Just gave the banks a little slap on the hand for having us bad mortgage debts and mortgage certificates, giving them to people that were unqualified that they knew was going to cause a housing market crash. So Bitcoin came out the 08 crash to bring in a centralized currency for the people, to get people out of their centralized banking system. Now, XLM, Bitcoin share the same thing. Also, the fraud that spits on Professor Frink. I brought this out last night. In my opinion, again, if I'm wrong, I'll let you know. I think that represents Pepe. I've gone on record as saying I believe Pepe's, Doge, Department of Government Efficient, those dinosaur, meme coin. In fact, Shiba Inu and Dogecoin were put out by JP Morgan. It's hard to find that information now, to be accepted for credit card and mortgage bank payments, along with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, what do people will prefer to use for payments? Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Shiba Inu and Pepe? I mean, Dogecoin, not Pepe. But Dogecoin, I mean, Pepe is going to have some big development as well. It already created millionaires, and I think it's going to do well. I'm not giving you financial advice. It's just my thoughts on that. So this represents Pepe. And then we have Frinkcoin again, that is AKA Bitcoin, right? AKA Bitcoin. Now, roadside coin, which is the other coin commodity. Let me find the sound again for you all. Let me know if I play it this way, if it's muffled. Let me know how this sound if I play it this way. Somebody let me know.
Started my hedge fund. I just found out how a helicopter flies. It's terrifying. Well, I started my hedge fund. I have to
All right, you all, how was that? But anyway, he said that's why I started my hedge fund. If that sound was muffled, then I go back to my phone. Now, let's get to the omission part. I drove home all day, every day, that this was Stella's logo. I drove home all day, every day, but I woke up this morning and I thought, right, besides the two lines in the Mr. Frank's eyeglasses, I was like, I don't think that was Stella. Right? It just, something just kept telling me I don't think that was Stella. And so I looked at the logo again, and let me pull that up for you all. We know, so I thought that was Cosmos, and then I just, okay, it was muffled, thank you. So I have to use my phone again. So Stella, definitely the two lines, and Mr. Frank glasses. But I said, this is Cosmos. You know, you can't convince me otherwise. This is Cosmos in the background. So there it is, right? And we were going back and forth. Some people said, no, that's not Cosmos. That's XPR. And I even, brought out the point that on the 1980 Economist, that circle with the slash through was Cosmos as well. And I also have some changes about that. I don't know if I get into the 1988 Economist on this. That's the magazine that says "Get Ready for a New World Order" by the Rothschild. But it's like you couldn't convince me otherwise that was Cosmos, right? So I was like, why would Mr. Barnes, who represents in the dark green jacket the cash system that represents central bankers, because Mr. Burns, as the 1988 Phoenix shows you, that the burning of cash, right? And that's why they call him Mr. Burns. Why would he support a crypto, Cosmos? And they kept showing it in the background. And I was like, you know what? That's not Cosmos at all. You know what it is? This represents nuclear mining. He's at a nuclear plant. He's at a nuclear plant. Why is that a big deal, Queen? Guess you all want to know. I'm glad you asked. Because Bitcoin in 2020 just signed a deal for nuclear mining using fossil fuels. That's why. Again, this whole episode is Bitcoin focused. Mr. Burns represents the burning of an old fiat currency system, the Economist magazine, 1988. That's why his name is Burns. And I'm like, oh, that is nuclear mining, what Bitcoin just made, because a lot of things about Bitcoin is that it consumes too much energy. And mathematically, as Quincy Jones brought out 2 years ago, or a couple of years ago, that if 10% of the world's population is trying to use Bitcoin, that it mines so much energy that the system within itself will crash. And this is why, okay, looks like Gary Gensler. I'm gonna show you why Gary Gensler is not the evil one, not what people thought he is. Thought he was suppressing XRP. I'm gonna show you that as well in this episode. I'm gonna show you at the end why Professor Frink and Professor Hensler, or that sounds like Gensler, were kissing one another, and people were saying that Bitcoin and Gensler were in bed together, and why that's not a bad thing. I'm gonna show you. So Mr. Burns, I always keep this in your mind, you all, represents the central banking system, the pyramid scheme, and then many people say, "Oh no, okay, let me wait. I'm giving it away too soon, right?" Mr. Burns, because if you don't hear much of the audio, you won't understand what's going on, right? So let me play the audio.
Hedge fund.
No, sir. This is a new kind of digital currency.
No, sir. This is a new kind of digital currency based on blockchain.
Are you saying I am no longer the richest man in town?
I'm afraid.
Okay, that's his focus. Central banking system. He want to be the richest man. He want to keep the 3% wealthy. He don't want to spread the love. 32,000 citizens. So he said this Frinkcoin, aka Bitcoin, has now not made me the richest man in town in Springfield.
Not money.
Start chewing.
But sir, I'm allergic to shellfish.
And I'm not.
He's evil. This man has no heart. So I automatically looked at that and I said, oh, that's Stellar. That's no thing. XL M, so I thought, or I looked at the lobster and I thought the lobster wallet, but no, it's not Cosmos. It's not any of that. Even though Stellar would be the closest thing to Bitcoin and being for the people and doing domestic good in rural areas where they're unbanked, right? So he told I'm allergic to lobster. He's like, eat the lobster.
Waylon.
Hi, Professor. I wanted to see how you're enjoying your newfound fame and wealth.
He hasn't invested in deodorant, I can tell you that much.
Wanted one of those pens with the 4 different colors. I fashioned one myself, but it's a tad bit unwieldy.
I can still hear it. He's in Chicago, for God's sake.
So, are you happier?
No, I got everything I wanted, even the pen.
He's the richest guy in town.
Okay, so Mr. Frank, the richest guy in town. Again, these episodes are clipped But the A down arrow represents Amazon. In another episode, there's an Amazon box that's thrown through the window, which represents an Amazon crash. I've been telling people you're going to see more drones delivery being delivered. Amazon workers around Christmas times were on a strike. The drivers saying they're overworked, underpaid, right? Now, so Lisa said, do something to make you happy. He picks up, he moves Chicago, still not happy. But Bitcoin is still always connected to XLM, right? Stay tuned, because I know a lot of you all think I'm going to say it's XLM, but you're going to be shocked. Watch this all the way to the end. So she goes visit him. Lisa is a true friend to him, right?
Not rich, and the most important thing there is.
Elf? Your mother's sisters come for a visit.
Actually, they're coming in 20 minutes.
Taking Frank to move. Hey guys, I was wondering if my friend Professor Frank and I could join you.
All right.
So he takes him to Moe's. Lisa asks him to take him out to try to meet some friends. Marge said he's not rich in the what matters most, which is for him, he's looking for friends and friendship and companionship. On one of the Simpsons episodes, even Mr. Burns, and it might be in this particular one, he tells Professor Frank, when you become wealthy, you don't know who's your friend, meaning that you don't know who's genuinely there for you or who's there for the money. Mr. Burns tell him that. That's where we get the saying from, is lonely at the top. So now we see the Ethereum logo in the green and red in the background. Isotopes could be for ISO 22 tokens. I don't feel like saying 2022, so I'm just going to shorthand that and say ISO 22. So, you know, Lisa asked her dad to take them out to meet some friends.
But we've been playing a long time.
Well, to fight backward.
All correct.
Hey!
I'm Too Tall Jones, and even I didn't know the answer was me.
And I really appreciate the long, healthy.
All right, so that's Too Tall Jones. He said, even I didn't know the answer was me. Too Tall Jones has 72 with a glass of wine. Everybody else is drinking beer, right? Has 72 on his chest. And 72 is in alignment with Bitcoin itself and Gematria, because that equals 9. Right? I'm going to show it to you. So we got Too Tall Jones. We got 100 people in. You all hit that like up. Let's let's try to let's get over 111. Someone said lonely at the bottom to it. Look, it may be lonely at the top, but it's struggle and lonely at the bottom. Rashad, I'm with you. So we got Too Tall Jones, and Gematria Bitcoin is 72. But I want you all to remember this for later reference. The Gematria BTC is just 7. 6 plus 5 is 11, my number, right? Our number, 1111. The ordinal is 25, which is 7, and reverse reduction is 20. The only number 25 that stands out to me in basketball, I think, was Robert Horry. He wasn't like this greatest of all time, but they called him Big Shot Rob, right? You know, I'm making my basketball references, you all know. Or maybe you don't know, I used to coach basketball. And Big Shot Rob, he was clutch. He would hit the shots as needed. You all, here we come. Here we come to some stuff right here.
For my new parking spot.
The actual coins? If so, make sure they're made from something men must die mining. Is there not?
Okay, here we go again. Nuclear mining. I thought this was Ripple all day, every day. Now, Bitcoin does nuclear mining. I'm like, oh, this Ripple right there. That's the Ripple logo. And I also want you all to be able to distinguish between Ripple and XRP. Ripple is like Apple and iPhones, right? Apple is the company. iPhone is the product. It's a difference. They're not necessarily two of the same, right? So nuclear mining, again, they're in a nuclear mining plant. And then, let's go.
Verdict comes from people. Now listen here, you magna cum losers. You're here for one reason and one reason only. To create a pseudocurrency.
Okay, I'm too far ahead. Give me a second. So he's showing him Frinkcoin, aka Bitcoin. Again, Mr. Burns in the dark green represent cash, pyramid scheme, fiat currency. This man, look at how evil he looks, and he's so rude. So rude. And look, this is the fiat pyramid scheme. When you see entertainers that said they're an Illuminati, that's why they make the triangle with their hand. Right? What do those people represent? The ones that represent the 3% of not the wealth of this world. This is an evil man, and people was taking pride in saying that's XRP. But let me tell you something. This is both dual XRP and pyramid. This is dual. Why? Because XRP support the bankers, and bankers are central currency control. They know that they give devalued dollars. They take our direct deposit, or the money that we are saving in banks, or our direct deposit, and they take that money, and they know that the more they print, the more the dollar is going to be devalued, and they invest it in real world assets, or they lend it out. This is called fractional reserve lending. It's not a fraction anymore. They can lend out 100% of the money that you have sitting in your account for somebody else in the form of a vehicle loan, or in a mortgage loan, or a personal loan, or whatever. This represents both Ripple and the fiat currency system. It's duality. Again, this is season 31, episode 13. All right, let's go. Hold on. I need to play that for you all so you can hear it. The sound part. What he's telling them.
And I really appreciate the long, healthy walk from my new parking spot.
The actual coins? If so, make sure they're made from something men must die mining. Is there an ivory that comes from people? Now listen here, you magna cum loser.
Okay, he said, make sure it's made from something that men must die mining. All right, hold. That's the part. This is the part. As we see the Ripple and the fiat currency smoke coming from him, that represents anger. Like, this man has no good intentions at all. At all. That was the X. I didn't show that. So even though this is nuclear mining, we still see the X or P connected with that.
One reason only, to create a pseudocurrency like the Bitcoin.
Okay, as soon as he said create a pseudocurrency like the Bitcoin, what was XRP's main thing? They was intrigued by Bitcoin when it was released to the public in 2009, but they felt like it was too slow, that they could improve upon it. He said, I want you to create a pseudocurrency like the Bitcoin. Revelation 13, XRP 13, XLM, episode 31. Season 31, episode 13, the flip. Right. Someone says wrong. XRP was, I already covered that, by Jacob Fucker. It was called Open Coin, and they were intrigued by Bitcoin. People come on here try to debate me after hours of research. That's cool. We got freedom of speech. They were intrigued by Bitcoin. Let me see, can I pull this up? Developers, and there's more than one. And I'm not even saying that you're trying to, dispute or anything. That's just what you probably saw somewhere on social media. So hold on. Chris Larson, Jed McCad, use native crypto. That's why I don't really like to stop. Ashley's in 2011. Then I had someone debate me. That's why I don't like to look at comments, because I'll stop, pause, and reflect on it. Can you all tell me what this says right here? So keep on with the comments. We're going to get over 111 people on. Can someone read to me what this says on the website? Provide a better alternative to what? You see how rude I told you some people that hold, see there? That's the word they like to use when you prove them wrong. BS. How rude. I wouldn't even, this made me not even want to be connected to XRP because of people like this. It's right there in black and white, but this person's still going to say that's not right. Facts over faith. You can show it to them. Then they say, some people say, oh, no. The same people that created Bitcoin developers, no, that's not true. 2011, I never forget that year, 11, 3 engineers, David Swartz, Jed McCaleb, Arthur Brito. Somebody told me Arthur Brito wasn't even a developer, and I'm like, you really hadn't researched. Fascinated by Bitcoin. They set out to create a better version that improved upon its limitations with the goal of creating a digital asset that was more suitable and built specifically for payments. You show some people right there in black and white, but they're going to believe what they want to believe. And this is what Mr. Burns wanted. He said, create a pseudo currency. So this represents the pyramid and Ripple that's better than Bitcoin. Let me let you all hear it again. And then I'm moving on. Sometimes I just like to prove people right.
Is there an ivory that
Wrong.
comes from people? Now listen here, you magna cum losers. You're here for one reason and one reason only. To create a pseudo-currency like the Bitcoin.
I mean, honestly, ma'am, sir, I'll get help.
Does anyone have any thoughts about how Waylon can approach these feelings? You? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know your name yet. I'm going to...
He stressed Waylon so bad, that man had to start going to therapy. He's in therapy. Write a prescription that says, all right, somebody said, nah, Queen, forget their foolishness. Let's get this. I'm here to set some people free. You just gotta figure out you get your peace. I'm gonna go into that because the Bible does says the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. It does say that. And then also they mentioned Roseanne, not in this particular scene, but another one. Roseanne, oh my God, what was the other man's name? I just did the live stream on that. But he has the exchange for Bitcoin payments that's purple. What's his name, you all? Y'all help me if y'all was on my other live stream. But anyway, they mentioned those names. And he just got some type of approval. I think it was Moon Pray. Bruce Willis, thank you. Bruce Willis is mentioned in this as well. And they mentioned Roseanne. Was Roseanne known for speaking, telling the truth, revealing some things, just like Cat Williams. Right. And so, okay, this poor man had to go to therapy, how this man was treating him. She's writing him a prescription.
Write you a prescription for sycophantanol. Take one every time you feel like saying what you really think.
Thank you.
I will take you on a tour of Springfield's.
All right, Professor Frank. I'm drinking beer again. The X, the Ethereum in the background. Springfield. Springfield is so important when I tell you all what crypto this was talking about. All right. I think you all already know, but we're gonna discover it together, right? So the X on his back, they're drinking beer.
Finest establishments. Come on, let's go. It'll be joyous and raucous and other things.
Okay, I did not get this one last night, and I got it this morning. I woke up. I've always told you all the H and this is home late. Homer, this represents H bar. H bar, home late, Homer, H bar. There's the H bar. There's the pigeon. He sends the pigeon. Pigeons. Nikola Tesla was big on pigeon for messages during his time. The one that studied clean energy and knew all about this and all of that. home laid the pigeon, with the wrap on the leg and the claw. And that's the H bar symbol right there. But notice what H bar does for Homer and his friends and Professor Frink after that's shown.
This equation, if solved, could...
It takes him from a beer budget to a champagne budget. From a beer to a champagne budget. Right? That's what it does. It takes them from a beer to a champagne budget. See how rude these people are? I want to read this because I'm going to show you all yourself how some XRP holders it is rude. See, she changes what she thinks what happened the other day. No, I tell you all that God gives me insight on this, and nobody else can break it down and show it to you like this. So it got to be God, not any of me. And at least I'm honest enough to tell you. You know how many people got this wrong and won't come on the live stream and say, hey, I didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle together. Because even the Bible says we know in part and we prophesy in part. Thank you, Rashad. Give me that positive energy. He says, y'all hit the like button. It's free. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. See, I'm going to focus on the positive stuff with your Pepe frog. I just talked about Pepe. Someone says, y'all missed the air balloons. That's the Uphold logo. Thank you. I sure did. See, I tell you all. I learned from you all. You all learned from me. Thank you. Uphold is so good at finding these cryptos that have not hit the big exchanges yet. Oh, and speaking of that, I need to stay focused on the positive anyway, because trolls are going to be trolls. Negative people are going to be negative. Most people don't like the truth. They rather hear pretty lies, and that's cool. But people are trying to get better spiritual, financially, and emotional. They want to live a better lifestyle and get out of this pyramid scheme that we're in with the central banking system. In fact, I log on Coinbase, and this is what made me, God started speaking to me and giving me more insight. And I never noticed this on Coinbase before until this morning. The same logo on Mr. Burns' forehead, and it's side of his head, and it's on that whiteboard. What does it say on Coinbase? Cash. Pyramid system, Ponzi scheme. So when people say, that's Ripple XRP logo, know what you're saying. Know what, and you know that XRP support the bankers, and you know the bankers are not in your best interest. You know this. You should. If you don't, study the central banking system. The same logo. Am I telling you to sell your XRP? No. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. That don't mean you don't have to, not invest in it and put your money into AKA good money. So there's that same logo again on Mr. Burns. Same logo. I just showed you on Cash App right there. Ripple pyramid, on the back of our dollars as well. All right, so what is he trying to do with this? Let's go.
Would make all digital coins worthless, including Frink's.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Okay, I brought that out last night. He said, I want to make all digital coins worthless, including Frank's. They want to crash all crypto because he want to create a pseudo coin to get rid of it. This is Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin. I broke this down. Filecoin. That E is not Ethereum. Like many said, that E is a backwards E is a mathematical formula that means that it must be true. The double arrow means if A is true, B is true. It means both directions. And this right here is a therefore in mathematical terms as well. It means therefore the conclusion of a logical argument. Sometimes I do get into illogical arguments, but I just want to prove that person's right. Because I know some people are going to watch this replay and say, oh no, that's not what the developers of XRP wanted to create a better Bitcoin? Yes, they did. The backwards E starts the equation that means there exists Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Filecoin that holds a lot of data. Data is the new oil. Both must be equally true, and the SHA-256 is secure. That's the security algorithm of Bitcoin, SHA-256. Only Bitcoin has that. Only Bitcoin has that. And so there is this Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, that both must be true, both directions. If these variables prove the security of SHA-256, that's the cryptographic hash function of Bitcoin now, and Bitcoin Cash as well. So let's get into that. That's the security of it, right? That's the function with that. So he got these cryptographers together. They're not just trying to destroy Bitcoin, but all cryptos.
Think, Professor, you win again. Ah, this is my only suit of clothes.
About this, Professor, the curse of wealth is that you will never, ever again know if anyone truly likes you.
So he tells them, that's why I told you all, the curse of wealth is that you will never, ever know again if anyone truly likes you. This is when Frinkcoin with Professor Frank, aka they say he win again. He's out on the yacht. You all, the man is rich. He's a billionaire. All of his friends, that's the advantages of having rich friends. It's saying that if you hang around 5 broke people, you will be the 6th one. Rich friends have benefits. They can upgrade your lifestyle, show you new things. They're on a yacht. They're, gambling. He's winning. He wants relationship. Frinkcoin has a pure heart. Then we have Homer, this big anchor. We know XLM also is for the unbanked, those people. XLM also has an anchor component in its ecosystem as well. The anchor in XLM, and Professor Frink also, I always wear XLM in the glasses, right?
Don't worry about what Miss
Lisa is going to tell him, don't worry about Mr. Burns. That just destroy this man's spirit all the time. Mr. Burns is just evil. The A, Amazon. Okay, I said this last night. iRobot, Will Smith. Robots are not supposed to be emotional, right? They're not supposed to show emotion as well. I understand the masses will trust banks at the end time. Yep, everyone won't get this, let alone believe it unless they are forced to. D. Harv, you've been with me for a long time. Thank you. Someone says, Holy Ripple, Bloomberg calling for ETF. I know Bloomberg was calling for ETF. Also, Wisdom Tree, 21st Century. So, a lot of people calling for ETFs for XRP. All right, Homer put that anchor wall in the pants. His assets, love it, love it. Always different ways to look at something. You all, everybody, you know what time it is. I wish I had a bell. It is 111 time. I see 111 on the screen. So whether you are watching this live on the replay, put 111 in the comment section in the chat. We had just hit 111 for a split second. And Lisa, who has proven to be a genuine heart, who's a vegan, eats healthy as well, proves to be this man friend. Let me tell you all something. I work with children, and they are, especially at her age, right, the most purest spirits that you ever want to be around is kids. That's why I still work with them and around them. They have purity of spirits. They're not mean, cruel, hateful, not at her age especially. So Mr. Burns has broken his spirit. He just want a hug, right? Our robot, Will Smith, robots are going to be able to show emotions in the future, especially with Elon Musk working on AI and all of that.
Mr. Burns says,
Live quite a life.
yeah, it's not all bad. I had a jazz friend who died.
I need proof that my friends actually are friends. So I got regular tickets.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to have a cyst removed. Now's as good a time as any.
So, hey, they didn't want regular tickets. They wanted that upgraded lifestyle. You saw the isotopes on The jerseys, ISO 2022 as well. They didn't want the regular tickets, so he's back alone again.
This time, would one of you be so kind as to, I insist.
My first independent thought is, I dislike you.
Someone posted a solution on the whiteboard. Frink is ruined.
Did I do it? No.
I guess we'll never know.
Equation was solved.
I think I hit the wrong button. Let me go back. So the whiteboard solution, we have gotten to the point of the big drum roll, the one that has been misinterpreted for years. Professor Frank, after not finding true friends who only wanted him for his money, decides that, you know what, I'm not going to hoard and have all this money. I'm not going to be like Mr. Burns. I'm going to put this in the hand of people with pure hearts, right? I'm going to put this in the hand of pure hearts. Somebody says BTC is a banker's coin too. Elaborate on that. How is that so? Because it's not true. That's not why it was created, for people, for peer-to-peer. And it became very institutionalized when BlackRock then loses decentralization, but institutionalization, yes, when BlackRock created its own ETF. And that's what happens when these big businesses come in and create the ETFs. So ISO was on the banner on the wall. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it is for me. It's mainly Genesis 11 and Executive Order by JFK 11110 that wanted to return to sound money. I don't know if I have time to discuss that now. I'm already at an hour and 20 minutes. I wasn't planning on it being an hour. But Genesis 11 also represents the Tower of Babel, which represents a different technology system. People were on one accord, new world, current. They had a one world mindset, a world union, like a world currency. And then the gods came down and said, hey, it's not that time yet. And so it made diversity. But we're returning to oneness. So Genesis 11, Twin Towers, Tower of Babel, blah, blah, blah. But I don't have time. But I know it's Billy Carson's, and he also has the 1111 in the background as well. So let's break this down. Now, RCA is correct. RCA ensures the data authenticity by allowing users to sign messages with their private key, which can be verified with their public key. Something I want to bring out as well. This is not quantum resistance. We know Google just came out with Willow. Quantum financial system could wipe out all cryptos, right? This is why SHA-256 is saying Bitcoin is secure against that. However, if you have, for example, a cold wallet and you send crypto to that wallet, that's considered your private key. Once you send crypto out of that wallet, it becomes a verified digital signature public key. And this is how a lot of wallets get hacked by hackers. Now, I'm not saying it's quantum QFF, quantum financial system resistant, but if you send money out of a ledger, I don't care if it's hard wallet, hot wallet, I don't care if it's Coinbase on your phone or hard wallet, cold wallet, you might as well just add a new wallet. I had some Trump tokens stolen out of my Coinbase wallet because I had sent money out, converted it back into cash, and as soon as I did that, hackers got it because it made it a public key. So that's just a FYI. So we see SHA-256, which represents Bitcoin, again, a double arrow. If one side is true, the other side is true. The MED is mode. I really don't want to, but MED is message, encryption, key exponent that goes on. Now, this is what I broke down. I don't really want to get into all this, right? But A and P, that A looks more like an infinity sign. That could be for near or it could be for ICP. But it's saying if that equals 0, now the A and P is Atlantic and Pacific Company. They went bankrupt. It was a grocery store chain. They started out as a tea company that only served tea, and then they decided to add meat, eggs, and milk, right? And that made it like a grocery store chain. Well, they went bankrupt because just like the rise and fall of the dollar, they failed to innovate. They failed to keep up with the conditions. And they also failed the antitrust laws. They had federal antitrust laws. So they were slow to respond to market conditions. They thought in terms of basic. In other words, they were a private label company. They produced their own private labels, and then other labels like Kraft, other name brand Campbell's Soup. They started advertising, and the people said, "You know what? We want to go grocery store shopping that offer these other name brands." And A&P didn't want to innovate. They wanted to keep everything in house. Right. So they failed to innovate. They manufactured their own goods to cut out the middleman. They didn't offer a variety of name brands like Costco or Sam's or your local Kroger, right? Now, so it says since 2015, they went bankrupt because they failed to innovate, just like the United States dollar. That's why Trump is coming in and saying we're going to be the Bitcoin capital. And he made a difference in his speech between Bitcoin and crypto. He said Bitcoin capital and crypto. We're going to rule in crypto, in the mining, in the manufacturing, in the making. And we're going to be the Bitcoin capital of the world. And he wants to be the first to dominate the industry because he knows if we don't do it fast, we already have China that already started mining Bitcoin. Right? The QED. Now, many people say this Ripple, not knowing that that's in a negative stance, but this also is dual, right? Represents the pyramid. The QED stands for quote right here, quote erase demonstration. So this formalized the proof that SHA-286 security base is an established cryptographic and mathematical principles. It's critical in establishing secure connections. The RSA and the SHA-256 prove that. However, as Mr. Lisa gonna bring out, I'm gonna share that audio with you all. She told Professor Frank, "I know that you solved the equation because these people are not smart enough. Anyone smart enough to solve the equation doesn't live in Springfield." That's what she said. Now, some things I brought out last night about the gas in the background and the lights. Notice that the people that are gathered here are in their PJs. They're in their pajamas. This was unexpected, right? This was unexpected event that happened. And I compared that to Matthew 25, the 10 foolish virgins and the 10 wise. We only have 7% of people invested in crypto at this time. This is not showing on this episode, but he also had an anchoring his assets, as someone say, or XLM anchor. So we got people, they're confused. They're like, who was smart enough to do this? What does it mean? And Mr. Burns just took it as Bitcoin collapse. That's what, or Frinkcoin. So what is gaslighting? As we see the gas sign here and the lights here. Well, gaslighting is the practice of psychologically manipulating someone, right? It's mental manipulation, a form of emotional abuse that makes you doubt your sanity or self-worth or doubt, in this case, Bitcoin. That's how gaslighting works. He made all of these people, although they were benefiting off Frinkcoin, and he was sharing the prosperity that put Professor Frank used a gaslighting method to make them doubt it because he didn't have what he really craved for, which was friends. He didn't care about the money. All right, so let's go to Lisa.
Solved by the one person who could solve it, Professor John Frink, of what your handwriting looks like. Also, anyone else smart enough to solve this is too smart to come to Springfield. I will treasure this forever.
I had $1 billion.
So he's going to say, I had $1 billion. He gives the money to Lisa, the people with the pure hearts, the reason why Bitcoin was created. Not for the bankers to help people get out of the central banking system, and it's an old, it's Bitcoin because it's a ledger, it's a USB drive. That's an old, antiquated way to store data, aka the dinosaur coin. So this is showing the purity of what Bitcoin was created for and its purpose by Satoshi.
I will treasure this forever.
I had $1 billion. What have I done?
So at the end, they said Bitcoin is in bed. Professor Frank with Gary Hensler, and that's after he transferred the wealth. He's still looking for collaboration, friendship, relationship. The SEC takes advantage of that, but at this point, he's giving the wealth to the people, so it doesn't matter. He's giving it to Lisa. Now, for people that say they're in AKA bed together, right?
We weren't on the same side, but I was there. Oh, much better.
All right, so I'm going to break down this dollar bill. George Washington, he said he was started dancing with old George. If you know the economic policies of George Washington, he wanted to free the slaves, not because he just wanted to let slaves be free. He just didn't see it economically. Economically of advantage to them to have slavery. He felt like that wasn't economically efficient or effective anymore. That the cost to keep slaves, feed slaves, the upkeep of slaves was too much. So of course, Mr. Burns, being who he is, the evil that he is, said he was dancing with old George first, and he said, you know what, we were not on the same side. I didn't agree with that. He pushes him out the way, and here comes Nixon, Tricky Dick Nixon. What did Nixon do? Well, Nixon took the dollar out the gold standard, which increased the central banking power cartel to continue to get rich. That cut on the printers in 1971. The dollar used to be as good as gold, and it wasn't anymore under President Nixon. That's why people get excited when they see that let me see, can I put it up? That chart that's been floating around on social media that XRP would be pegged to gold, and XLM would be pegged to silver, and XDC will be pegged to copper. I think that's why they get excited about that pegging, because somewhere in their minds, even though they might not have the history behind what Nixon did in 1971, they feel like that if a currency is pegged to precious metal, it's going to hold its value. And what Nixon did devalued, right, the dollar, and continue to make the rich richer and the poor poor. And the hard working middle class, upper middle class, poor working class no longer could get ahead. So he begins to dance with Nixon, who did that, right? Also, let's see. I'm gonna show you something else about that dollar as well. I needed the other episode. I don't think this episode show. So, Queen, all of that, what does that mean? You still not telling me what crypto it is, even though I showed you why XRP is not in the people's best interest. People gonna get mad. They're gonna get upset. They because if you don't understand that, you just don't understand central banking. And if you're not willing to understand central banking, then I can't make you understand this at all. So do what you gotta do. XRP is the banker's coin. It's going to empower the banks even more to do what they're already doing, right? The purpose of Bitcoin, and I'm going to show you again. And I'm finally going to tell you, I got to find another season. I got to find the other clip of this. What other crypto besides Flare and Chainlink that season 31, episode 13 brought out? So let me see if this is it. Where they are riding the jet skis. Don't forget about the motorcycle as well. Why the motorcycle? Why the jet ski? Jim Parsons was all for Bitcoin. And I'm looking for that other episode. Simpsons. Oh, this is another long live stream. All right, let's see if this one is it. Don't forget about the whiteboard. Did show you Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Filecoin. Department of Government Efficiency. My internet is moving. I guess my laptop is tired at this point. But I'm going to wrap this up as soon as I find that episode with the jet ski. And if not, I can just talk you through it. Okay, I think this is it. Okay. Let me cut the sound on. All right. I'm going to have to just talk you all through this because I don't know if my sound will match up and I don't want you waiting. We tapped in a live stream not long. Thank you. I need that energy, you all, because this is it can be very spiritually draining. I have to give New Titan the credit on this. I see this until I watched his video. So I give credit what credit is due.
By clicking the link to TV's most beloved scientist, Mr. Jim Parsons.
Okay, he just said a link on this one. I told you the other episode that Chainlink wasn't mentioned. He said people think I'm a nerd. I showed you the Big Bang Theory with Jim Parsons, brought out by New Titan 88. The shadow in the background represents the shadow banking system. The pyramids represents central banking, the pyramid scheme of the fiat currency. Fiat in Latin means let it be done, let it be so. Like they knew that the dollar was going. We think the prices have just gotten higher. No, our dollar just devalued. Like 98% has lost its purchasing power. And it's going to continue to lose purchasing power. Having a commodity like gold, and it was also called the petrodollar, attached to the dollar, kept the balance sheets and the balance records to where they could not just print unlimited amounts. Once they unpegged the dollar to oil, petrodollar, 1971 Nixon gold, they could print out unlimited amounts. And in doing so, there we see the Rubik's Cube again, blockchain technology. It's the value in it year by year. It's able to purchase less and less.
People think I'm a nerd, but I'm actually super cool. That's why I'm here to talk about the really cool subject of distributed consensus-based cryptocurrency. Kachinga.
Again, New Titan 88, I give him a shout out for this. This one didn't show in the other episode. He brought out that these bricks trucks and what commodities they represent. This is gold, silver, water, copper. You'll see the physical assets commodity with the red lights on them, and water is different. I just saw like on Instagram where a man actually had a water vehicle that he mysteriously died as well, that did not need gas or oil. Water powered vehicle. Nikola Tesla said the same thing during his study research that he got from the ancient Egyptians, that our natural resource can provide us energy. This is why Trump is coming in and saying we're going to start drilling, and we're going to get out in our own oil wells, right? We're going to drill. We're not going to rely on foreign oil production, and he wants energy independence from that to cut the price of our electrical and gas prices. Woo! I'm telling you all, you got to be able to connect. And some people say, oh, you just watch past video. Yeah, that's why it's called Back to the Future. You have to be able to connect the past to the present if you're going to understand this. Right. I'm not going to leave no time soon, Timothy. I'm still teaching. Right. I'm still teaching. Again, I taught earlier that this was Flare Finance. This is the logo and the 13 dots. I also got this from New Time 888. 13 banking families, 13 on the back of our US dollar. 13 is always connected. The headlight is illuminated, Illuminati, right? Now, the big thing, the ramp that I just got, the understanding of, right? You all, this is XPR. It's not XRP. That purple, which I just so happen to have on purple today, is XPR. I knew that ramp was that color for a reason. I couldn't connect the dots. Right. And I know some of you are going to say, Queen, well, X Spring is also Ripple, but XPR and XRP are both headquarters in California, San Francisco. So identical. And the thing about SPR as well, this is why you're going to see the motorcycles, the jet ski, is because there is an oil called XPR. Let me put it up. Royal, it's oil, it's purple. And this is why you have high performance vehicles represented in these Simpsons episode. It's XPR all along. This is the royal purple oil, only made for high performance vehicle for racing. I'm gonna show you the jet ski when it comes, on as well. So now we have flare roll and connecting commodities. As we see the flare, the color of flare on the motorcycles, you're gonna see the red and white on the jet skis as well that I'm gonna show you on this episode. Flare is better suited to connect commodities. I just, explained those commodities on the bricks truck: gold, silver, water, copper. The focus on blockchain interoperability, ability to tokenize and integrate assets across different ecosystems. Flare is designed to connect different blockchains, including those that don't have the native support smart contracts like Bitcoin and like Litecoin. Big. This capability allows commodities to be tokenized and traded against multiple blockchains. This is why you see the Phoenix on the fuel tank. Flare is also known as the Phoenix and the Oracle. And this is why Jim Parsons takes off his helmet, because he represents Bitcoin. And Flare is able to connect the smart contracts with Bitcoin, with commodities, and tokenize and trade against multiple blockchains. Flare enables smart contracts functionality, making it possible to tokenize commodities like gold and oil and other physical assets that represents digital tokens. These tokens can be traded and used in DeFi applications or moved across the network. And here we are, just like Chainlink, Flare has the Oracle system. The Flare Time Series Oracle FTSO, that is known as commodity pricing, allowing you all, somebody, give me a drum roll. Allowing real world assets to be linked and valued with blockchain ecosystems. That's why they're showing Flare, the Oracle, and that ramp and that XPR. He said, can a nerd do that? I showed you also the 2025 that you saw in this. For cryptocurrency to work, we need a record of every transaction that occurs that's recorded, what's called a distributed ledger. Bitcoin is able to do that. I'm a consensus of shared and synchronized digital data spread across multiple platforms. And we see the 777. I showed you all how Bitcoin is 777. The lowercase Bitcoin represents the payment system. The uppercase Bitcoin represents the prototype that people say in a negative way. This is Jim Parsons saying, I've hit the jackpot. 7 is the highest number that pays out in gambling. 7 spiritually means a divine transition. In fact, on the 7th day, God in Genesis rested. Rest means to reset. You've hit the jackpot with Flare, XPR, and Bitcoin. It was XPR all along. It was XPR all alone. And Bitcoin, no, the Simpsons did not predict that Bitcoin would collapse. I'm not in your wallet. I'm in your computer. How are nodes verified on the Bitcoin network? Through computers, proof of work. SRP doesn't do proof of work. It's much faster and do proof of stake. I'm in your computer. It's a book right there. Book research is slow. And here we have the high performing jet ski again. The green and gold represents green, the cash system. The gold, standard, stripes. Jim Parsons represents Bitcoin. April in her violet represents XRP. XPR. What's going to happen in April with either one of them? I don't know. We're going to see. I kind of got on purple and almost violet, this little pink. You late, but you right on time. You right on time. You right on time, because I did all of that just to tell people it was XPR. Willie says XRP stands for X Rapid 2. I'm just telling you, with the XPR, raw purple fuel for high performance jets, that's why it is season 31, episode 13. They flipped it. They flipped it. The Masonic sign right here on the surfboard, the Mason sign, represents the number 33. What's 33 biblically? It's the year that Jesus, Yeshua, died. What does the phoenix represent? 3 days later, he died, rose from the dead. Phoenix represents a mortal bird that rises by burning itself to ashes and rises from its own ashes. They flipped it. Thank you. Thank you. Season 31 episode, reverse numerology. They flipped it. Clear, crystal clear. Yes, they sure did. Elon, Nikola Tesla got it from the ancient Egyptians. They, in fact, it was John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle, that found Tesla's files in New York, which is 111 in Gematria. Right? That they did not open to the public. They've been knew a long time ago we didn't have to pay these high electrical bills, and they knew about nuclear mining and fossil fuels and water energy and clear, clean energy. They still know about this stuff. But it was about money. It was about money. They know about what's called AC energy, DC energy, that we didn't have to pay. We don't have to pay a light bill. I'm from London, just seeing your video. What's the XPR prophecy? Oh my God, you coming in late. I'm sorry. You're going to have to re-watch it, but XPR is the chosen one. It is the one in here, these high performing. I'm just going to show you this again since you're live. You're coming in from London. Since your XPR, high performance oil for racing, this stuff is expensive too, $97 on Amazon. For race cars, they say it's the best one, best on the market, best. That's why the motorcycles, that's why the jet skis, that's why April is wearing the violet, that's why we see the purple under the jet ski. You can, I got it right this time. I know Jesus not gonna wear me. This is why we see the purple. This is why we see the purple ramp. I broke down flare and how it's a bridge, how it's an oracle, and this is the pyramid banking system. And this is why Jim Parsons, who was pro Bitcoin, you have to watch the Big Bang Theory with him. He says, "Kachinga, shadow banking system. We got you." This is why that ramp is purple. XPR, motorcycle, high performance, flare right there on the crescent, flare finance. Currencies, copper, water, gold, silver. Thank you, New Titan 888 for bringing it out. 13, Illuminati, 13 banking systems that represents the Federal Reserve. 13 on the back of our United States dollar, 13 levels on the pyramid, New World Order, 13 letters, 13 on the crescent of the Phoenix on the back of the US dollar. July 13th, XRP's ruling. December the 13th, let me pull that up, of 2024, $13 million. But season 31, episode 13, let us know that it was hidden in plain sight all along. What currencies? As Ripple minted 13 million stable coin on the RL USD on December the 13th. It let us know it was XPR all along. Kim Clement said, "I had a vision and I saw this energy." He never said technology. He never said technology. He said energy. And it started with an X. I'm going to play that for you all. And it had a P in it. He never said it ended with a P. Ripple mints 13 million RLUSD stablecoin after NYDFS approval, December the 13th, 2024. And look at them, put the violet around there. And they connected themselves to 13 as well, the XRP. Both of these headquarters are based in California. But it was SPR all along, and Flare, which are super cheap. Jim Parsons represents Bitcoin. We need a record of every transaction count. The book is showing dinosaur, crypto, Bitcoin. I'm not in your wallet, Bitcoin mine, the proof of work in computers. And every transaction is kept on the ledger, old way of keeping data source. We call it SHA-256 in the crypto world. April is her name, the violet for XPR, the jet ski high performance as well for X. And then they had it here, the X flip to throw people off. They flipped it. Everybody thought it was, including me, thought it was XRP when it's XPR. The bamboo. I said Malcolm X, another X says we've been bamboozled, we've been hoodwinked. I can dig it. It's in the book, Antiquated Way. And the Big Bang Theory residuals, the Simpsons have shown Bitcoin will go to infinity. This is 13 million. Videos have said this represents XRP, and it doesn't. We add to a chain of previous books. Books is old, antiquated, snow, dinosaur. New Titan 888 brought this out. This is why the purple is in the background. This is why Brad Garlinghouse was wearing purple a lot when he first came out. The purple, the violet tie. They wanted to throw you off. It's XPR. Jim Parsons. This is not Brad Garlinghouse here. They're not talking about XRP 13 million. They're talking about Bitcoin. It's all about Bitcoin, Flare, XPR, later glitches, and I've already broke that down to you. Last thing, I'm going to show you XPR. XPR. I can't even type XPR. It's going to have XRP come up. XPR is the only one. New type. AAA shout out for this as well. That which I learned from him, I will give him credit. Also, XPR also have liquidity pools that's able to liquidate and take out the third party, just like XRP. They also have a liquidity pool in that. Let me see if I can pull up their website. Because as much as I knew about XPR, and I would go on record of saying it's like, I know they're going to connect credit unions and blah, blah, blah. But after I learn more, and I'm going to do more live streams about XPR and metal, meticulous, right? Fed now connection as well. Give me a second. Let me see if this is the website I'm looking for. 111 again. Soon as I clicked over to the screen, I saw that. All right. Look at that. Service provider showcase. Fed now, 24/7, instant payment. What do you see? Metallicus, metal blockchain. This is all connected to XPR. Metal blockchain, Metallicus, blockchain innovation, financial sector, with leverage. Yeah. Let me find another one that says exactly XPR and not Fed now. I'm telling you, every time you type in SPR, you gotta fight. XRP coming up. Because I knew it was something. I'm like, when something is this popular and religious institutions are promoting it, religious people. Religion has never made anybody rich. Religion has never made anybody rich. You know, I'm not against giving, having a good heart. That's what Bitcoin Professor Frank was all about. But you know who get blessed when you tithe? The person you're giving your tithe to. And it's been mistaught in religious institutions for years who was supposed to tithe. Tithe in the Bible under the Mosaic law was never for the working class people. It was always for the priests and the priesthood and the Levites, right? It was never for the working class people. Ever. And it was always in forms of commodities, not cash, man-made cash. So I know when people start coming on saying they prophets and, you know, and God spoke to them about XRP from a religious perspective, I'm like, something not right about that now. Something not right. Because religion never makes anybody rich. Ever. In fact, there's a great video on TED Talks that says religion is actually the reason why many people are poor in Africa. It keeps people poor. And it's this quote by Napoleon that says, religion was formed to keep poor people from, I don't know if I need to say this word, I don't want to be censored, from hurting, and that's not what he said, but it started with a K, rich people. So when when XRP got so religified, I'm like, something's not right. No. When religion get into a crypt, something not right about that. When people that hold XRP are so hateful, like Mr. Barnes, and say BS and bozo, I'm like, something not right about that currency. That it makes people hate other people's truth about it that way. I'm like, something not right with this. So it's XPR. Zero gas fees, on-chain identity, instant transactions, the motorcycles, the jet skis, the Stellar, the Litecoin, the Hedera, the Metal blockchain, the EOS, SP. Look at the supporting networks. Bitcoin. And XRP right there. This is the chosen one. Dogecoin. This is it. Ether. The only one that's on Fed now, real world integrations. The only one that Fed now has officially put on their website. Listen, look what I just told you. Liquidity pools. You know where Quincy Jones was talking that nobody can tell you no TA, technical analysis, because of liquidity pools to take out the broker, the middleman, to provide liquidity. Listen, fiat on ramp. I just showed you those ramps in the Simpsons. Advanced trading, direct swap, yield forming, over the counter, zero gas fees, XRP, XPR, developer boundaries, industries for any business, decentralized finance, tokenized assets, supply chain, digital identity. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There it is, the royal purple. What do you think about it? You think of purple? The color purple, the movie, the first one, not the one Oprah redid. Right. The first one. What was the point of color purple? Well, Oprah Winfrey, who played Silly, was oppressed, under oppression, was under oppression for years, and she was finally set free. Silly had a pure heart, just like Lisa Simpson had. A good person who was beat down, taken down like the system do for so many people. Beat them down. You are so welcome. Keep you working. People retire, have to get a second job. They can't retire. They can't retire. Right? They can't. You have to retire and get another job, work again. 40 plan. Work 40 hours a week. Some people work overtime. But 40 years to live out 40% of your paycheck, that's not enough. Was it Sophia? Did I say her name wrong? Yeah, I did. I sure did. It was Sophia. Thank you. When I start getting tired, you all, it'll come out. Last thing, because I am getting fatigued. Last thing, flip the switch. This is an old Simpsons episode. Showing XPR network. My goodness. Yeah, I will come on here and say, you know what? God told me I still didn't have it right. Why? Because I'm gonna tell you all the truth to help free you. I don't have my pride not gonna get in the way. Who and I haven't seen another video to decode it this way. That's why I give God all the credit, because I know it's not me thinking within itself. This is the
And so this plant harnesses the power of the
hold
atom.
up. Simpsons XPR.
And so this plant harnesses the power of the atom, so that we have the energy to run everything from your favorite video game to yummy cotton candy machines. Let's learn more about nuclear energy, shall we? Lights.
When most people think of nuclear energy, they think of this. When we talk about nuclear energy, we really mean this. But what exactly is nuclear energy? I don't know, but I know someone who does. Smiling Joe Fission.
Hi there, energy eaters. I'm Smiling Joe Fission, your atomic tour guide to the strange and exciting world of nuclear power. And these are rods of uranium-235. Hi, Rod. Hey, Rod. No, Rod. Hey, you guys look.
Of course we're not. We're ready on them.
Uh-oh. Well, how about a dip in the pool? Make the water so hot, it boils. And the steam spins turbines that generate energy.
Sit down.
Looks like there's a little leftover nuclear waste. No problem. I'll just put it where nobody will find it. Here. So, now you know the whole true story of nuclear energy. You're no longer misunderstood friends. So, keep on smiling.
I thought the Simpsons were showing Cosmos, nuclear energy. Who Bitcoin mines nuclear energy, right? Bitcoin mines nuclear energy starting in 2020, fossil fuels. Last one. I know. One more. Let's see if I can pull this up. I don't know what's going on. It's something they need to confirm it's me. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, thank you, Celia. Check your phone. I may not have the right phone. All right. Sorry. Oh, wow. I have it right. I have two phones. Okay. So, Kim Clement. This is where religion got involved, and we started getting all these XRP prophecy. They just copied off him. They didn't tell you the truth about what the prophecy said. Again, Kim Clement, prophet. He predicted Trump's turn, 2 term. He predicted a lot of things. Actually, and it just a suggestion, not telling you what to do. Go and search for his 2025 prophecies. Again, he transitioned in 2016, right? But I'm going to show you this man prophesied, and people saw that in the religious world that it was profitable for their views, and they started saying they got XRP prophecies, and I knew that was shady. I'm like, something's not right about this, right? But at any rate, let's see. At any rate, yeah, here we go. And he did not say it starts with an X and ends with a P. He said, you're here. And notice he's going to say energy, right? He's going to say energy, and he's not going to say technology. Okay, here we go. My last one, and I'm logging out because I'm tired, as you can see. Metal pay. New Zealand coming in again. I got New Zealand came in. London, who else? You're so welcome. So thank you so much. Because sometimes I be on a whole nother string, so I have to come back on this side to see the comments. Last one. Do your own research? Absolutely. But if somebody else can research for you, why not listen to them as well? God knows the hours I put in researching this and the days and all of that good stuff. But I always tell people, yes, please do your own research.
I'm seeing this whole course. I'm seeing God doing it right now. Where it's the source of energy is very important for people who are listening all over the world. And I had 2 clues, which I'm going to give you one today. Okay? I'm going to give you one clue now, which I haven't spoken of yet. You ready, Mr. Code Breaker?
Here it is.
Because I'm the code maker. And then the other one is the tree, the oak tree, which is a symbol which people have been researching, not yet revealed. But people are researching out there because it's a puzzle. God won't give us everything because it's not the right time. but something starting with an X and it has a P in it is a very profound something that's going to be worth investing in. And I can't say the whole thing because I don't know it. But I had a dream and I saw an X, and I think there may have been a number and there's something else, and then P. Now, I'm only giving you what I prophetically hear. Otherwise, I could be accused of representing a company, which, of course, they could take me to court on that, but I'm not going to, that's what I'm hearing. And most people know I hear things by the Holy Spirit, and I just say it. And so it's a prophetic thing, this. But it's also giving signs to the people that it's the time, yes, for the release of this new source of energy. Now,
and notice he had purple in the background, and I have on purple in the background.
So you run a country,
and that's why when I heard him say that, he said, I'm not, people, I can be taken to court. People can think I'm representing a company. See, all these people that come on these live streams say they have an XRP prophecies. You can take them to court. That's why I tell you, I do my research. You can do what you want to. I'm not going to tell you to invest in anything. You're not going to take me to court. Get my crypto. That's why I was quick. I'm like, all these people talking about they coming out with XRP prophecies. Don't they understand they can be sued for that? Because if it's not what people say it's going to be. That's why usually I have like one video that says XRP prophecy, and it's clickbait. And it's clickbait because I'm asking, why are all these people only seeing prophecies and vision about XRP, and they missed it when it came to Bitcoin? I'm like, Bitcoin hit 6-7 figures first. So how can you miss it when it come to Bitcoin, but you got it when it... I was wondering it, and now I got it. So he did not say it starts with an X and end with a P. He said it starts with an X and it has a P in it. Big difference. Big difference. Last thing, Trump's speech. I want to share this with you. Notice that he says Bitcoin capital of the world, and he distinguishes Bitcoin from crypto in his acceptance speech. I'm not telling you not to now, because I still think it's going to... I'm just telling you what it really is. I just noticed that in here. I'm in sync today. I'm just telling you what it is, that it support the banks, and it's not for people. When the Federal Reserve Act was passed. Oh, y'all, I wish I could show this video, but I'm tired. I can't. I'm going to show you and tell you to go watch it. They said, how can we get the people to think it was them, their idea? We can't make them understand. They won't never go for JP Morgan Chase. Who was the big Rothschild, Rockefeller, the oil guru? Said, we're going to call it federal. There's no federal than FedEx, right? We're going to call it as a 111 again. And we're going to make the people think it's their idea. And they got people to support something, central bankers, that would inevitably steal their wealth and have them working for long. See, even though Warren Buffett said Bitcoin was rat poison, right? Because he said you can't do anything with it. It's like prime real estate. This is how Michael Saylor breaks it down. It's prime real estate. You have real estate in Manhattan, it's always going to appreciate because it's about what it does. It's about its intrinsic value. We've never seen God. I know it's recorded in the Bible that people have, saw God or whatever. But we've never seen God. So gold is not in essence backed by anything, but we know it's created by God. This person, just like Satoshi, and it's created in a way where it just is going to increase in value because it's finite. It's not infinite. And it's digitalized. It has the same concept of physical gold. And so with that being said, you all, most people don't know what they're supporting, and they think I'm attacking them or Jeremiah Da Vinci. No, you're not. Just know what you're supporting. The wealth of the wicked is later for the just. But I have an exit plan for my XPR is gas free, is eco-friendly to the environment. It's the only one on Fed now. SRP mirrored it. It has a different vision and goal. And that, along with Flare and other real, truly decentralized cryptos, is what I support, because I want people to have true financial freedom. Now, Warren Buffett said Bitcoin was rat poison, and he said you could have earned more money in the stocks at that time, which people worked 40 years and they never became millionaires. You could have held Bitcoin for 4 years and became a millionaire. And he said, but you could have earned more gains in stocks. At that time, he made the statement that Bitcoin, well, yeah, you could have earned more cash, but if you didn't put that cash into real world assets, your cash would have devalued. Like, what's the real Ponzi scheme? Work for 40 years and living out 40% to retire, or getting rich by holding Bitcoin for 4 years? All right, last one. I promise, I guess. All right, Donald Trump's position on crypto. Let's listen.
I have put forward a detailed plan to smash the censorship and industrial complex and restore free speech. On day one, I will sign an executive order banning federal agencies from colluding to censor the lawful speech of American citizens. And we will remove the rogue bureaucrats who conspire to take away your First Amendment freedoms. We will do that quickly. I will once again slash a record number of liberty-destroying regulations. I will stop Joe Biden's plan for the largest tax. He is going to give you the largest tax increase in the history of our country. And I will end that. And I will make the Trump tax cuts the biggest in the history of our country. We will make them permanent tax cuts. We will also stop the massive Biden inflation tax, a stealth tax by which crooked Joe Biden is printing trillions and trillions of dollars and plundering it for the cronies and political friends that he's got all over Washington. And we will cancel the Green New Deal, which is the Green New Scam. It's a big scam. We will terminate Crooked Joe's insane electric vehicle mandate. And we're going to bring your energy costs down by 60 and 70% because we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We will eliminate illegal government discrimination and return to a society based on individual rights and individual merit. And I will also stop Joe Biden's crusade to crush crypto. We're going to stop it. I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. I will also immediately end the humanitarian disaster on our southern border. We will end it quickly. You cannot have capitalism and also have...
Now, I want you to pay attention. He says, I'm going to protect the self-custody. That means 50 million crypto holders. That was big. Hope that didn't go over your heads. Yeah, they was talking about taking your crypto, like Mr. Burns and the Simpsons. He's want to protect the self-custody. And also, he never, ever says just Bitcoin. He always distinguishes crypto from Bitcoin. And that's why that Simpsons episode did not show that crypto will collapse. I mean, Bitcoin, I'm sorry, will collapse or crash. It did not. And it has been decoded wrong for years. And you got people that attack crypto, Bitcoin in particular, and they didn't know what they was rooting for. Last thing, I know I said that 3 times, right? I'm like a preacher. The collapse of the American dream, this cartoon, I'm going to put it in the link at your leisure. Watch this. This is powerful. I am so surprised that it was not censored, but it was uploaded on 10 million views. It was uploaded, we were talking about the number 13, exactly 13 years ago. And they get into what central banking is. In a very, he talked about the Rothschilds. We talk about Rothschilds family and economists. It talks about the meeting of Jekyll Island. I wish I could just play the volume because I don't feel like finding it on my phone. It breaks down JP Morgan. This is that meeting right here where JP Morgan said he wanted to be head of the central banking system and cartel. And then, hold on. All right, code name, hula girl or whatever. And then you have Rockefeller. That's what I was trying to talk about. The oil guru. He said, no, I want to be head. And then this mysterious person said, no, in order for people to go for this, they have to think it's their idea and a good concept. And this is the thing, the scrutiny. Wow, it looks like the Phoenix, doesn't it? Behind XRP. Isn't that something? I just caught that. And then they go, this goes on to talk about John F. Kennedy. Let me play that. It might be muffled, but
what's happening? Where am I? I believe perhaps you understand now. But you are afraid. JFK. Hartman, what does this have to do with my house and my dog? Oh, okay, that's enough. I want to go home now. This is the last president to stand up to the Fed. You must see. On June 4, 1963, President Kennedy signed Executive Order 11110. This executive order empowered the U.S. Treasury to issue real money without the Fed. It would have worked. Kennedy's plan to dismantle the Federal Reserve machine had begun. 6 months later, John F. Kennedy went to Dallas and never returned.
So that man was muffled. He said Executive Order 1110 signed by JFK. 6 months later, that would have it had payable silver certificate. That's what the paper currency used to have payable. He wanted to return to the silver standard. 6 months later, he went to Dallas, never returned. You're so welcome. Thank you for receiving the knowledge. And I love teaching those who wants to be taught and that are open-minded. And that's the link to that in the description. Someone says, we hold XRP just in case. Flare, complete success for open beta launches. FX, yes. Yes. Simpsons talked about Flare. Yes, Songbird as well. Thank you for listening. Much love to you all. Says no CBDC, but we'll roll out. Well, I don't know. Depends on whoever comes after Trump, which is supposed to be a female, according to the Simpsons. Dubai family investing $20 billion in U.S. data. So I tell people, I think Bitcoin is going to infinity, like the Simpsons predicted. Many YouTubers have come out and just say, hey, just own 1/10 of a Bitcoin, which will be approximately $9,000 to $10,000 right now, and you'll be rich. I hate it for the people who took the other pill and was told that Bitcoin was a shit coin and it was going to collapse and crash because the Simpsons was decoded incorrectly, right? I'm logging off, you all. 2 hours and almost 30 minutes. I love you all. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel on YouTube. I'm going to start live streaming on the YouTube more than Facebook. So you want to be subscribed to me here on YouTube. XPR. I told y'all. I told y'all. Y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all. I told you the same thing about Bitcoin. I'm telling you about XPR, Flare, and Chainlink, and what else? What else the Simpsons have? Because it wasn't Cosmos. All right. Hey, have a great rest of your day. Love you all. Peace. Queen out.